This will make it easier than the last-minute scramble that we've had over the years, where you had to get the nominations from the floor done over a weekend of 2 days. Now they have 2 weeks. You all have more time if you know you're going to run. Get them into me. They will be published in the February issue of the Reporter. Read the Reporter for anything you want to know. It's your best source of information. Any questions?
All right.
Thank you. Brief enough.
Thanks, Ruth. And now another brief presentation on the status quo of our bylaw update from Anita Buchanan, chair of that committee. Okay. Huh? Can't hear you.
It's a different computer. Thank you so much. My case. No, it's a good one.
Maybe we could get this going before the next glacial advance?
I know. Sorry, guys. We're having trouble getting hooked up. We wanted to start doing some visual presentations because we thought they'd be more interesting to you. And it looks like we've got some work to do before we can move forward on this. Is it not connecting? Okay.
You got that thing in presentation mode?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Where's the case? Because I can do it. Okay. All right. We have a technical malfunction. So I'm just going to talk to you about it, about what's going on, and maybe that'll make it briefer as well. I'm here as the chair of the advisory committee, a truly excellent group of people that's my privilege to work with. And we're going to update you on what we've been doing for the last 2 years. The title of the presentation that you don't see on the screen is Proposed Amendments to the UCO Bylaws. Now, why update them? First of all, the 2013 bylaws are the ones in effect now. That's a very sound document. You all know Randall Borchardt, who worked on those and got those going. Thank you. And in 2013, and the document has served us well. But things change. Times change, and we have to stay current with the law. We have to address new issues. We have to adapt to petitions that come in from unit owners, and we sometimes find things that we want to clarify and expand. So where are we now? It's been a multi-year process, as I said, for 2 years. It was originally started under Marilyn Gorodetzer. When she was chair, she stayed with us up until just recently. And now we have a completed draft by advisory. The attorney review is complete, and he tells us that we're compliant with FS 617, as you know, that governs us as a nonprofit organization. Officers and executive board will be reviewing it this month, and then we'll be able to bring it to you. What's our game plan? In February, you will have the entire document published in the UCO Reporter. And then, after that, we are going to break the document down into sections. Right now, as it stands, the draft is 33 pages. by legal standard, we have to publish it with all of the changes, with the original document, with underlinings and strike-throughs. You've probably seen these before. And it's a long document right now, approximately 30 pages. So we don't want to dump that on you all at once. We're going to break it into sections, or what we're calling clusters, of articles. Let's say, for example, Articles 1 through 5 in one group, 6 through 8 in another, and then 9 to 14 in the third cluster. For each of those clusters, in the first month, we'll publish a summary in the Reporter. Following that, in month 2, we'll have a town hall. We want you to have every chance to understand what's going on, to look at the changes we've made and give us your feedback. In month 3, there'll be a delegate vote. So that'll happen 3 times in 2019. Publication in the Reporter, a town hall, and then a vote. So by the end of 2019, we'll have a complete new set of 2020 bylaws. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be in them and what we've proposed. I'm not going to go over them in depth because I promised that I would be brief, but I'll give you an idea and a reason to come to those town halls. First of all, we've changed the definition of UCO member. It used to be just a unit owner. Now, with legal help, we've changed it so that it includes the phrase, not only a UCO owner or a unit owner, but someone who is otherwise qualified in accordance with requirements of bylaws and UCO regulations. That's code for someone who agrees to pay their maintenance fees. Because if people don't do that, the operation isn't going to run. So with legal help, we changed the definition, and that runs all through the bylaws. Okay, what are some of the changes besides that? We're going to have, we've proposed a year-round quorum of 117. You know that we've been having trouble reaching quorum. And we were worried last month, that it might not be legal, but we've checked, and it is. I'll explain that to you, and even after we're done, I can tell you what the law says if you're burningly curious. We've put in a leave of absence for officers, for example. The president now has 4 appointments to the executive board, if necessary, not 8, and that was Dave Israel's suggestion. We're putting in 100 signatures for petitions and removal of officers or executive board. We have 7,854 units in Century Village. That means 7,854 unit owners. When a petition comes in, we think it's reasonable that 100 out of those can be supporting it. We put in a right to speak. We've had complaints that people would come up and be interrupted. So we've codified it and put it in the bylaws that everyone has a right to speak for 3 uninterrupted minutes. Of course, all of you are going to have to support that as well. Nominations from the floor are going to be in January or February. And Louise Warner, the chair of nominations, will be giving you a lot more information on all of that. In the new bylaws, we have 18 current standing committees. There used to be only 18, but over the years we've developed many more. And we've separated standing committees, which means permanent committees, from ad hoc committees, which are those that can be put together on a temporary basis for a very specific job. We've added sections on definitions of terms, powers of the delegate assembly, conflicts of interest. We've reordered the articles from the 2013 version. We've clarified some procedures. We've added she to the he, the masculine pronoun that's usually used. So it's now he or she. We've gone from the miscellaneous section that was in the 2013 version and pulled out the items that were in it and put them into the regular bylaws. Removal of an officer or executive board member, and amendments were in miscellaneous. Now they're in the regular bylaws. So there are a lot more, and I hope that just gives you some highlights and tempts you to come to our meetings. So let me tell you what's next. Did I miss some changes? You know what? Something's going to be coming down the path, something down the road that we're not going to be hitting you with very soon, but there's going to be another chance for one unit, one vote. Were any of you here before that was brought up before? And it failed. But it came in again from another unit owner, and so therefore we're going to put it through. But not only that, the advisory committee supported it. Things have changed that have made it easier to implement new software that's available, internet voting to help us handle all 7,000 people if they want to vote. It's democracy. It's the way it works, direct democracy, and we're going to propose it, and you will vote on it. It's only going to be for officers. Delegates will not lose any of their other powers, which totally are considerable for contracts and budget and investments and all of the things that are so important for delegates to handle. That proposal is going to go into an ad hoc committee for feasibility to figure out if it's even doable. We don't want to present it to you unless we can tell you what the costs might be and what the logistics will be, so that you don't have to vote until you've got all of the information. So that's pretty much it. The next things that will happen, as you know, will be that the officers and the executive board vote, and then we'll begin the clusters that we talked about. Do you have any questions, please? Marilyn? Sure.
As the previous chairman of the activity, of the advisory committee, and someone who worked for well over a year with our attorney and a wonderful committee, doing it and working on it and all these things, you have done an unbelievable job, Anita, and I commend you.
Oh, thank you.
I always said that you belong on every committee. You should be chair of every committee. And jokingly one day I told her I wish that she were Jewish because we could really use her in our synagogue.
Thank you so much.
It
That's
was
very
a
kind.
wonderful presentation, and I know you'll come through with everything.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all the work you did, and also to Randall, who did many years of work as well. Thank you so much.
I may have a question, Anita.
Oh, you got a question? Sorry. Randall, go ahead.
Yes, I wasn't aware that you were amending an existing document, and since I realized that, you may want to be aware that the document that you're amending is not current. There was an amendment on December 4th, 2015, eliminating the veto power of the executive board for proposed amendments, something which you discussed at one of your meetings that I saw on the internet. And I have the updated documents, and I've sent it to your email this morning.
Okay. We have drafted in the document a line item veto that can be proposed when the budget is presented to the delegates.
That's fine. We're not talking about the budget. We're talking about proposed amendments to the UCO bylaws, that the executive board had veto power that Olga Wolkenstein had presented and was approved by the delegate assembly on December 4th, 2015.
We were
The
aware
copy
of that.
that you
yeah.
have is from 2013.
I understand that, but we did have that update, and we are putting in the new bylaws, and I hope people will appreciate this, that when a petition or an amendment comes through, goes to officers, goes to executive board, no matter what, it goes to delegates, because we believe you should have the final vote. But that will be for discussion in the town halls, so thank you for that.
You're most welcome, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Anita,
Anything else?
Anita,
Yes,
Marilyn,
sure.
when they're completed, the whole new bylaw and everything, will we get a copy with no strike-throughs or underlines?
Yes. Yes, and in fact, we are going to do a copy without the strike-throughs and the underlines and all of that ahead of time. I've actually already drafted it, and we are going to make that available to people. So if you have trouble reading the one with all the strike-throughs and all the underlines, you will have a clean copy. But the legal standard is that you want to know what was changed. And you'll know because in the one we send out to you first, the original document will be there with all the changes, so thanks for that question.
And also, to mention when the meeting is that you're having on Tuesday.
Oh, yes, there's going to be a meeting of the advisory board on Tuesday, the 11th, at 10 a.m. It's every second Tuesday of the month, as Rhoda will attest and publishes for us, and everybody's welcome to come. So thank you so much. Another one? Question? Marcia?
Yeah, I have a question. Well, actually, not a question. I was at the operations meeting the other day, and I was questioning a petition that was done about the dance, the day of the dance being changed. And when I questioned whether that was who vetted that petition, because I was afraid that renters had signed the petition, I was told by Eva and by David that renters can now sign the petition. Don't have to be owners. Are you aware of that? For both.
Yeah, that issue isn't in the bylaws, by the way.
Well,
the issue that you're talking
but that
about.
came up, but I thought that was very interesting because I was always under the assumption that only owners can sign those petitions.
That's currently in the bylaws. If we need to review that, we will. Thanks for that, Marcia. We believe that unit owners have the authority and the right.
Members of UCO, now, if there is a serious interest in having renters, who I will simply say have no skin in the game financially, signing such things and producing such petitions, I'm going to have to take that. I'm going to have to take that to Rod. I don't think that's going to fly. I think it's got to be members of UCO, and a renter is not a member of UCO. All right?
Okay.
I will seek a solid written legal opinion.
But when I asked that question, why was I told that renters could sign the petition?
Not by me.
Yes, by you and by Eva.
Not
At the
by
operations
me.
well, you run the tape. You have the tape.
No.
Run the tape. You'll see what you both said.
Not by me.
Don't say
All
that.
right.
Wait, yeah. Next
Yes,
one.
Ed.
That's a good idea.
Obviously, there's been a tremendous amount of work done by you people on changing our bylaws. And it appears that you're trying to accommodate everybody, but you can never accommodate everybody all the time. My question is, when it comes to the delegate assembly, this is going to be a vote in its entirety or a line item? And not,
Excellent question.
No. I know where you're going. And I was equally concerned. We're not going to dump the whole package and ask for blanket approval. This is going to be change by change.
Yes.
That's my question.
And I should have mentioned that to you. By doing it in clusters, we will be able to have the town halls, right, on a section of the bylaws. The following month, when it comes up for vote, we will vote article by article in that cluster
That's at the delegate assembly?
at the delegate
Oh, yeah.
assembly.
Yeah.
The other question
error in
that I
forgetting
have is you mentioned suggestions were adapted. I'm aware of 15 different suggestions that were submitted.
Yes.
I was told, and I could be wrong, that none of those suggestions were accepted.
No, let me explain that.
Yeah, please.
And Olga's here because she was the author of them. They came into advisory. We adopted 3 of them. One was electronic voting. The second one was electronic signatures accepted for petitions. And the third one was 1 unit, 1 vote. We were not in favor of the others. And at that time, I believe, Olga, you said that you would drop those. Yes, she did. So it was the petitioner who agreed that as long as she had the three main ones that she thought were the best for the village, that we would let the others go.
Thank you, because, you know, rumors are not fact.
That's true. And I will say that Olga has worked very well with us, as have Marilyn Pomerantz and Marcia Zaccardi, the two of them at every single meeting, to make sure that all sides are heard. Okay? Are we done?
I think so, and I think you've done an excellent job. This is a preliminary overview, and there'll be lots more coming. We have some folks here who I would like to give an opportunity to speak to you and get introduced to you, starting with the new county commissioner for District 2, Greg Weiss.
Well, good morning, everybody. First off, I want to thank you for your support in the last election. I really appreciate it, and it's an honor and a privilege to be representing Century Village on the County Commission. I also want to thank Commissioner Burdick and Peyton MacArthur for their long service to this community and to our county. So thank you very much for all you've done, and I really do appreciate it. So I would like to introduce my assistant. I have a new assistant. His name is Niels Heimrichs, and Niels is somebody I've known for many years. He gets into a problem, and he will dig through it and find the solution, and he's going to be my right hand as it is. But I have another wonderful assistant, Virginia Sabietto, who I'll be bringing out next month to introduce to you. But Niels is here, and I'm here to assist you in any way that we can. We have an open line of communications. The phone number, if you've had the phone number in the past to our office, which is 561-355-2202, that stays in effect, and so we will be there to answer those calls. But we also have an email address to our office, a general email office, which is district2@pbcgov.org, and that is our email address. And we're going to put this, there's an article that's going to be coming out in the UCO Reporter that will have all our contact information. We're going to also, if you'd like, we're going to be doing an email newsletter coming out monthly. And so you can sign up. Well, we'll have information on how you sign up for that, so you get our email newsletter as well. But you can expect to get a monthly report in your UCO Reporter on what's happening in District 2 as it relates to your community in specifics. And we're here to serve you, and I look forward to filling some very big shoes, but I can tell you we will be working hard. I got a call last week from the Palm Beach Post. I'd been on the job for 9 days. They asked me how things were going. I told them this is the best 9 days I've ever had in my life, and because it really is. It is truly an honor to be able to serve you and serve the people of Palm Beach County. And I thank you very much for that opportunity. I wish you all a very happy holiday, a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a happy Kwanzaa, and a very happy and healthy New Year. Thank you very much.
I'd like to call up Dr. Cheeseman, who has a few brief words for us. Maxine?
Thank you so much. My name is Maxine Cheeseman. You recently elected me as your circuit court judge, and I'm very grateful for that. You turned out at 62% in Century Village in my favor, so I'm very grateful.
That's pretty good.
I just wanted to come back and say thank you and to let you know that I will be on the bench on January 22nd would be my official first day of actually judging something. I actually am, constitutionally, I'll start working from January 8th, but it take us through Judicial College, and we shadow the judge that we're going to take over from. So I'll be in family court, family probate, and guardianship. So I hope I don't see anyone in there Unless you come for a wedding or something, we can do that. But thank you once again, and I really appreciate everything and all the support you have given me. Thank you so much.
And now I would like to bring up the outgoing county commissioner for District 2, who has served this village in so many ways and so well over the past few years. Paulette Burdick.
Thank you, David, members of the board, executive board, and residents of Century Village. I have been honored to serve as your school board member and your county commissioner for 24 years. It's been a privilege to be a public servant. I've been honored to learn from you all, the greatest generation. And I'm thrilled now. I've learned a lot from you, and to hopefully in a few months to become a permanent resident here in your community. I'll be in Chatham R. My aunt has passed away, and I'll be living in her unit, and look forward to all of the wonderful opportunities and activities that you all offer here in the community. This is a great community to live in. We all work collaboratively together to enhance our lives. Thank you for always being kind to one another, to being generous and supportive, and to actively volunteering to support a community in which we live. And to Peyton MacArthur. You know, elected officials, 97%, they say 97% of the time, our decisions are really easy. It's that 3% sometimes when we're in a quandary. What should I do? And it's all about the people that surround us, our kitchen cabinet, our friends, our neighbors, our family.